I'm truly glad they're still making sequels. Every installment of this series has been, for me anyways, consistently entertaining and has brought something different to the table. This film is no exception. Cult of Chucky is a fun ride that actually brings a slight psychological edge to its horror. From the beginning, it's making the viewer question a little bit of what's real and what isn't, which for a movie that's the seventh installment of a franchise is ballsy. But winds up being pretty cool, they were able to twist things up a bit where I wasn't 100% sure if Chucky was actually up to his old tricks again, or was this a movie about crazy people affected by the past traumas that Chucky inflicted upon them. Now, it is the movie that it is. I did kind of figure out what was going on, granted not too much longer before it was revealed. Still, I found this to be a fun ride from beginning to end with a great amount of thrills and laughs to be had with all these movies thus far. I do have some gripes with the movie. For instance, the character of Andy Barclay has been brought back into the series. Originally, I found this to be really awesome and I was excited to see where things would go when he was first introduced to the movie. But after a while, I honestly almost forgot he was even in the film because he had nothing to do. It seriously felt as though the writers wrote a segment after the script was finished in order to pad things out because he barely feels like he actually had a part of the main plot going on. Then when he does finally show up more, he still doesn't have much of anything to do, and it's filmed as if he came out later day after the initial production was already over, and those were pickup shots they made at another location. Another thing I had a problem with was the third act. Namely, the ending. No spoilers here, but there was a lot of build-up to an end that felt slightly abrupt. I think that maybe because they introduced a new interesting element in the final moments in the film, but we ended up not seeing anything really come of it. Also, the fact that Andy Barclay's plot thread is entirely dropped with no satisfying conclusion. Maybe it is simply a setup for another sequel. If so, I will say that I am on board despite having all the issues I may have with this movie. I still had a great time watching it. One thing that's really stood out to me from even the start of the film is it's superbly made. I mean, not only that it's gore and effects, but also its cinematography. This is a gorgeous movie to look at from beginning to end. Even in its simplest of shots, it's terrifically composed, well lit, proving once more that Don Mancini knows what he's doing behind the camera. The acting all around works as a blend of colorful characters carry this film. Brad Dourif, as always, is perfect in the role of the killer doll Chucky. Plus, his daughter Fiona Dourif does a great job here and proves that she can command the scenes in some parts. If you're a fan of the series, I say that this is on par with most of the rest of the series. It's literally everything you want out of a Chucky movie, with maybe even a little more sprinkled in perfect. No, but still enough of a blast to keep the pace going for 90 minutes quickly. Since we are entering into Halloween season, this makes a good horror movie to break out and watch. I will say, though, that if someone is new to the series and you go in blind, I think you'll be able to make it through okay, but I believe it would help if you watched a couple of the previous installments. This is a direct sequel to Cursed Chucky. So if you want to skip through watching all 6 prior movies, then I just suggest watch Curse in order to better follow what's going on in the cult. Anyways, I say check it out. If you're curious, I believe it's worth a watch.